So welcome to the Going Medieval Ultimate Hardest Challenge. We'll be making a new game here on all the hardest custom difficulty sliders with all the new difficulty options. Animal spawn rate low, plant yield low, mining yield low, settler mood 20%. That one really hurts. Uh, Rotting speed and decomposition speed 500%. That one really hurts. Barter value 10%. Yeah, that one really hurts too. Global work speed 10%. That's probably the worst one. It just makes everything so mind-numbingly slow. We're going with the hardest challenge one I already have built, where it's all settlers are age 70. They have no clothes. They have all the bad perks they can get, which you can see right here. I'm going to be setting all of their stats to 0, as low as I can go. You get skills from the background. You can't take those off, so those are going to stay. And I'm actually going to change mine. I just figured it seemed kind of almost impossible to do it without choosing. And since theoretically I always play it on random, but theoretically if you were to just keep resetting, you would eventually get one that lets you survive. So I just decided to go ahead and do the one I knew I could survive with. Right off the bat, since we are going no pause, I'm just going to go ahead and get this hay over here. And you're going to start seeing how slow everything goes in this run. It's ridiculous. So I'm looking around for plants and other minerals, maybe clay to pick up. Uh, After getting that hay, I'm going to go ahead and put down the bed. And that's really the only thing you have time to build before the snow starts falling. And as you can see, it takes forever. This is not sped up in post, but I will be speeding up almost all of these clips in post because it takes so long. But that should just give you an idea. So I'm coming over here to get this clay, right? And this one mushroom. I'm trying to get this one mushroom, but I think eventually it just decided it wasn't worth it. But the mushrooms, never having had a role in the game before because they give you so little food, now kind of OP because they actually take less time than a normal plant to harvest. So that means it's actually plausible to harvest one, which is going to be a huge boost. And by huge, I mean we're probably going to get like 2 mushrooms out of this. I'll go ahead and place down the walls there because I realize that I'm probably actually going to be able to build one. And this is not sped up either. This is in real time. I really just wanted you to see how long it takes to build stuff. Well, it's sped up in game, but it's not sped up in post. So this is actually what I was experiencing while I was playing. This is how long it takes, even on 3 times speed. Yeah, so as you can see, it takes a while. And so I really didn't think I was going to be able to finish the wall or even the house. I thought this was going to be a lost run. I did 2 runs before this, and I died both times. So here I'm going to get some limestone to make what is ultimately going to become a very bad decision. Here you see me checking the mood. I've got that initial optimism still going strong, and that kind of saves you in the beginning parts of the challenge run. But as you can see, I already start out with no entertainment, no religious need, and he's thirsty. So he's going to be having a minus, what, I don't know, like 16, 24, something like that. Basically, he's not going to be very happy the entire time. And we can definitely expect this to continue throughout the run. He's going to be very unhappy the entire time here. So I went ahead and tried to make like a covering, and then I realized that was stupid. And I don't have any sticks. Because this is the point in the run where I realized that sticks are actually a little bit more valuable now. Because you can't just cut down the bushes because it takes so long. Pretty much you only get one plant to choose what plant you want to cut down. And right here, I went ahead and made a terrible mistake by placing down this shrine out of limestone. I thought that was going to help keep the rebellions down by letting him at least have one need he could take care of. I don't even bother cutting down any trees because it's not going to work. Building is actually way more efficient than cutting anything down in this situation because if they go rebellious or fall unconscious while they're cutting, it resets the whole thing. But if they do it when they're building, then some of the construction stays on the building. So you can kind of work at it time after time. And so this bed right here is helping us get I guess, kind of back into the game. You're really just gonna not see me not really doing anything here because there's not much to do other than just watch him be unconscious for this first part. Although I will say this is like actually a pretty difficult part of the game since he is so slow. Like beyond getting the hay and just putting it down, this is where you want to start kind of looking for food. Like you're not really going to be able to do much here in this part of the game at all. Yeah, and this ends up being a huge waste of time. Spoilers, but yeah, I'm gonna try and build this shrine, and it's a huge, massive waste of time and resources, and pretty much gets me nowhere. Just because I thought I was gonna have a little bit more entertainment. Yeah, this one sped up quite a bit, and as you can see, even with the sped up speed, if you look at the time here, it's actually it's building for almost 12 hours, and it goes rebellious and falls unconscious. That's a classic moment, and that's kind of why this difficulty is so hard. And so now the first snow is coming down. It's not really looking good for our settler. I'm going to go ahead and build a third wall. The snow is really coming down. Already losing a lot of HP. Yeah, so he's starving and freezing already with hypothermia. So I'm kind of scrambling to get these walls up. And then I realize, how am I going to build the door? Tried building it out of sticks, only to realize I'm not going to be able to get any sticks. So in the last update, when they added Wicker Door, that kind of became the meta around the hard challenge, is you want to get sticks because it's way faster than chopping a tree down. You can just pick up some sticks real quick, throw it together, and boom, you have a door. On this run, though, yeah, you're not going to have access to sticks because trying to break one bush is going to take the entirety of your run. This part's pretty funny. I went to go try and trade, and she's selling a dog for like 1,000. All of the prices suck. I can't afford anything, and I only have 25 clay anyway. And I have no melee skill, so I can't even attack the merchant and get some stuff. Like, it's just pretty much nothing I can do with this merchant. But yeah, just so you can see the prices, that shit's pretty ridiculous. So the merchant's going to hang out. I'm going to go rebellious again. Still not able to build that door. Okay, so right here I'm going fast, but I'm going to slow it down because I want to give you an idea of how long it takes to build the door in this scenario. So I'm going to start off at 2 times speed here, well, as I'm finishing chopping down this tree. I'm going to place down the door, and I'm going to place down the roof, and I'm going to have him go build the door. And this is on ×2 speed. Yeah, it is extremely slow. I was going to do this segment entirely in real time so you could see how long it is, but it was just going to take way too long, and so I just decided to speed it up to 4 times to get through this. But yeah, as you can see, it takes so long to build anything in this run. And there we go, door done, finally. Now all I need is the roof and the torch, and we will be safe from death, probably. And then luckily the roof doesn't actually take that long to build. This isn't sped up at all. Alright, and just like that, that's probably going to be the majority of what we build this run. There's nothing really else to build, and the rest of the run, oh, and suddenly we got a new settler. He's being chased, so there's going to be a search party coming after him. I just decided to help him. I think it's always worth it on these kinds of hard challenge runs. I don't really keep them because I don't want the raid, because they will just end your run instantly. The raiders do not care about you, especially on this difficulty. It said like 4 of them were going to show up, but I pretty much guarantee that at least 14 of them are going to show up. The raids are really, really bad. What I am going to do is I'm going to use him to get some stuff done around the colony before I send him off. He's going to build this torch, which is going to be the main reason that we survive for the next few days. And as you can see, we're already on day 7 of winter. So it has been quite a while. If you were playing on like a regular run, you'd probably have like 2 or 3 houses by now. And like a large stockpile and like a accruement of food. As you can see, I have 15 wood and about 10 clay and a couple sticks. So not really looking too good here. Yep, and of course, try to go do something, falls unconscious instantly. The other guy's just going to sleep in the door, and I figure, okay, well, if this guy's going to be here, he's going to need to go get like a bed or something. Or like some food. I did set him onto not eat, which is kind of messed up, but we don't have the food to spare, so I just kind of like let him do some work. He eventually decides, man, this is impossible. I'm never going to harvest this one bush. So I'm checking the hit points here, trying to make sure that it's going up and not down. It's kind of stagnating. I'm hoping this guy can bring some food over so that the mood won't be so low. He's actually got winter clothes on, which I was going to steal, but I forgot. So he's like so close to getting this bush. He's so close. I think I meant to cut this part out. I don't think I was supposed to show this entire part. They are getting the mood buff from Together We Are Strong, which is kind of funny considering how we are not that strong at all. We're actually very weak, and neither are we're not together either. So it is getting quite cold. She's gonna try and go outside, which turns out to be a terrible idea. She really wants that food. I'm trying to get this guy to bring it, but we don't have a stockpile. So I have to go back and put down a stockpile, and she falls unconscious on the way over there. And instead of being able to do anything effective, I have to get the other guy to carry her into the bed and then go haul these. Yeah, so that's going to be a mess. Although at least he can tend, which is going to make her hit points go up and probably live. He's going to start working on that thing. I say, no, go bring this. These 3 berries are what we are going to be eating for the entire rest of the winter. Tried to harvest a mushroom. And yeah, halfway through the mushroom, he gives up. And yeah, he's left the colony. He says, fuck this. Harvesting this mushroom, this is impossible. I'm out of here. I can't do this anymore. So after harvesting a total of 3 berries, Jake has left the colony. Meaning that now we just get to watch as all the rest of this stuff happens. It's already day 8 at this point. So not too far off. And so like most of the run, as you can see, is just like kind of sleeping on that bed inside that house. We've got all that we need. I know a few people probably aren't going to like that I'm building the house with just the bare minimum amount of space possible. As it turns out, the door doesn't need anything on the left or right of it. So you only need to cover up the 2 tiles on top, which technically it is cheaper to build with floors instead of a roof because it takes 8. The floor would only take 6, so you could save 2 wood or sticks or whatever you're going for if you did that. I think it might be quicker to build a roof. I don't know though. It's probably quicker to build a floor now that I think about it. So yeah, in this part, I'm just checking the hit points over and over again. The raid shows up, and they're looking for that guy, but he's not here. I've actually never seen that before, because I've never had someone leave before the raiders show up, because it only takes like a day. So he left within the first day of getting here, which is pretty on par for this colony, I would say. Yep, and rebellious. Tried to make her go do something. As soon as she steps outside, her consciousness went down almost to passing out, so I just made her go back in. She went rebellious and then fell unconscious, which is a classic moment. If you know anything about challenge runs, or if you've played this before, you know that that's a classic moment. Yeah, I wasn't even at my computer for like half of this. I was just kind of like watching it in the background. There's nothing I can even do. And I noticed 2 very interesting things. The first being that they like to go outside and like lay on the ground outside and then go back inside. The other thing being this really weird like mood buff right here. So right at the very end of going rebellious, they get a huge mood boost back, and I wasn't sure what was up with that. Yep, and so her mood target is 0, so she should be leaving the colony. Goes rebellious, and then upon coming out of rebellion, gets mood back and does not drop to 0 for whatever reason. I don't have any buffs. The initial optimism is gone. Her mood's dropping so fast, but for some reason just doesn't, like, goes rebellious again. For some reason just doesn't leave, and I don't know why. And the rebellions actually make the mood go up, so I don't know if that's a bug or what. Just a weird thing I noticed in my super hard playthrough. Definitely saved the run for me. I don't know why or how, or if that's supposed to happen, but that did save it for me. And now it is the 11th day of winter, and we've basically survived at this point. Actually, a pretty quick turnaround for it to come, everything to start spawning back on winter 11. Usually, in most of my runs, even on casual, it doesn't start coming back until like spring 3 or 4. So having stuff spawning on winter 11 is pretty awesome. Gonna have one more night of snow. Gonna have one more night of rebellious, and just like that, all of the snow is gone, and it's time to get down to business on winter 12. And so yeah, I'll be releasing the next video at some point, the next spring on the same run. I just wanted to put this out there and let people know that it totally is possible to do it with all the hardest sliders and all the hardest perks, and a couple of added in ones. So there's spring. We're going to be continuing that off in the next episode. Hope you guys are all doing well. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.